Hello and welcome to the show. Now, the Napier Railton has come to Forza Horizon 4, and this is a rather interesting, very interesting, classic race car built in the 30s. It uses aeroplane engine, which, let's face it, quite a few did. This is a W12 aeroplane engine, a 24-litre W12. Well over 500 horsepower going on in this one. This car actually was the fastest vehicle ever to lap the old Brooklands circuit. It can get up towards, I think, theoretically it can do something like 160 miles an hour, which, okay, might be quite as fast as the auto unions were doing, but it's still, that's a ridiculous amount of speed for a car built in the 30s. There is something, though, that's madder about it, and this is what makes it so very unique to drive, shall we say, the brakes. There are no front brakes. Now, I'm not sure why that was a decision that was made, but it was a decision that was made on the actual car, which means trying to race this thing around the circuits that we have on Horizon 4 is rather terrifying. Basically, you have two options. You either go on the brakes, you don't lock them up, and it takes forever to get the car slowed down, and it moves around a fair bit. Or you go on the brakes, you accidentally lock the rear brakes, and you spin and have a massive crash. That's about it. Whatever you're doing, you're going to have a really tough time getting this car slowed down, which means racing these is quite mad. So, naturally, we want to get a whole grid of them together and see what happens. So, for the first race with these truly just ridiculous, just completely ridiculous race cars, we've come to the Princes Street Gardens circuit. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. First of all, turn 1 here is quite a big, nasty braking zone, and that is going to be what a lot of the driving with this car is going to be all focused on, getting it stopped. The other is there's sort of the back downhill section. There's a corner with a horrifically tough braking zone that is going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be a hell of an experience trying to drive this car. It's unlike anything else. It really is. So, the brakes are all to the rear. There is, as far as I can tell, no front brakes in this whatsoever, which means you're trying to stop the car with the back wheels. Not only that, if you lock, you spin. So, or you say you spin or you half spin. It's a real fight keeping this car under control, but that is the fun. It is something very, very different that we have to try and tackle with. Oh, we got a bit pinged. We are 3 wide in these cars. Oh, and the gear ratios are useless. First is pretty short, goes up to about 60 miles an hour. Second goes much further than that. And then we have a third gear that we might just about get to down here, but that's it. And then we've got to try and stop for this corner here. Oh, I don't want a car on the inside. That's... Oh, I'm not going to make the next part, though. We got the first part. We just couldn't get it. Yeah, I don't know if I wanted first. Maybe if I'd gone down to first initially to try and get it moving. And there is a lot of power and torque in this car. Sure, it's a W12 engine in this, but the gear ratios make it horrific to deal with. We are out of all of this first lap in. I mean, it could be worse. A lot's going to come down to how well you deal with turn 1 here. Brake early. That's too late. That's too late. I think we're going to squish. To apologise for the squeeze. Although everybody else has done it as well. Oh, we're going to go outside. Oh, we're going to have a lift there. I do not want to go outside the checkpoint. Ollie actually gives us a load of space, which is always very kind. We could have been in so much trouble there. I'm going to lock things up. I don't know whether I punted forward or whether was not stopping at the best of times. Sometimes it's very difficult to tell with these cars. Christ. A lot of what happens is not intentional. Things just do happen. Now we're going to have the terrifying moment again down here. I love this corner normally. It's one of my favourite corners on the track. But you've really got to get it right with this car. We do keep it out of the wall at least. We had a really good run. It's a fantastic run, but it's going to be on the outside again here. Oh, I'm going to have to lift and yield. We might be able to cut back underneath. The problem is I lose all my momentum. Oh, this is not a place I want to be. Oh, God. Not a place I want to be firing up the inside. I've not got the grip to make that work now. Where the hell are we braking? Last time, it was all manners of wrong by me. This time around, whoever that was, I don't know if it actually was Lion, I think it was Scotty actually, got it all locked up on the inside and couldn't stop. I think they actually smacked the wall. Whether they got assistance from behind is impossible to tell, I don't know, don't think so. Yeah, I had got it stopped that time and someone else was in massive trouble fighting their car. It is a very different racing experience, this. Forget your modern supercars. I want more cars like this in my games. Something that is just completely different. You got to drive. I mean, I've never driven a car quite like this. Not quite like this, with this being, you know, the base car. I've messed around with tunes on cars to do weird things, but this is how it's supposed to be. We're going to get a lovely cutback to get past Longbow. The top three look like they're having a very good battle. Can I go and chase down fourth? Although Longbow gets a lot of speed through there. Longbow's definitely a lot braver through that penultimate corner than I was, as we head on to the start-finish straight. Can we get a good lap? Street furniture is kind of the least of our concerns, really, in all of this. Normally this track, street furniture plays a very, very big part, but honestly, not even contemplating about it most of the time. Oh, Gliska got in trouble through these first corners, which is not ideal. It might end up being a very big group of lead cars. I don't know whether squeezed on the outside wall by someone not stopping, outbroke themselves. It's that sort of thing. It happens so easily around here. We couldn't see it's a little too far away from all of this. Clonked the curb and just fired me into the wall on the outside. Wasn't expecting, actually, that clonk to just bounce me wide. We pulled clear of Longbow. We were on. We've had kind of bits of a good lap. We strung all of our best sections together, if you like, around here. I could get a fast lap out of the car. I'm just not putting it all together at the moment. Oh, make the turn. That's a very wide sliding machine there. Change of position for that last spot on the podium. Could I sneak my car somewhere onto that podium? Maybe. Maybe. That's a car in the wall. That's actually on the steps of one of the buildings. Oh, Impega's going to win this, barring a massive, massive mistake. But it's the battle for the podium now. I want a podium with this. I really want a podium with this. It's my sort of car, my sort of racing. Something a little bit weird. Ollie is not stopping for turn one here. We are. This time we don't squeeze into the wall. This time we get through cleanly as we move up to a third position here. Come on, don't make any mistakes through the rest of this lap. We've worked hard to get it into a position where we might possibly be able to get a podium. Oh, back end just moves so much. We've got a car right on the back. Well, I say the back bumper, not really. I mean, the exhaust. I don't know. There must be a reason why these cars had these weird exhausts. I just don't know what it is, but they are unusual. So we're going to go early on the brakes through here. We're going to try and get it stopped. We've got a little assistance through there. Now what we're going to do is just make sure that car does not get a run, not give them any space to find a way past here. We're going to be a little cautious on the way through there, but I can afford to do that because there's nowhere to overtake. If you kind of defend that inside, there's not going to be anywhere for the car to go. I would rather do that than run wide and hit the wall. It's that run to the finish line. We are going to take it. We will get third unless Forza miscounts, which it doesn't, thankfully. We take the third position in that one. Bloody good race. Bloody good race. Impego was flying up there, 104.8. My fastest lap, I got into 105s. I don't know, I mean, I don't think I had a lap where I wasn't fighting. Yeah, I think I could go a little bit faster. Little bit faster with that car. My God, it's such a strange thing to drive. It's brilliant and very bizarre all in equal measure. So, for our next race, we've come to the Moorhead Wind Farm Circuit. Now, this is a track that perhaps doesn't get used as much. It's not one of my particular favourites when it comes to a Horizon circuit. It's relatively straightforward. However, that's in a normal car. You see, the stop for what is, I guess, technically speaking, turn 3 is going to be horrible. It is a very tight, basically 90-degree corner. We've got a downhill section running towards it, and we're in what is pretty fast cars at the end of the day. I mean, this is 140 miles an hour, which, okay, by today's standards isn't anything special, but for the time and for the fact that it does 140 miles an hour and only has rear brakes, that's quite scary. And of course, we are going to be going very quick by the bottom of the hill. Now, helpfully, I don't like the ghost mode. However, it might be helpful this first lap while no one really knows quite where they're going to brake. The answer is early. The answer is I think I was too late. Yeah, everyone's in the wall. Everyone's in the wall. But did anybody make it through? Yes. Gliska did make it through. I thought I was actually being relatively early on the brakes there as well, and I absolutely wasn't. So, yeah, at least we were all in ghost mode. We didn't screw each other over too much either, and nearly missed a checkpoint. Fun stuff. The other reason why I tend not to use this track too much is it is just ludicrous. Well, I say it's ludicrous. It's very, very power orientated, which can be fun for some stuff. but we're in identical cars, doesn't really matter. I'm going to be on such a wonky line through there, it's better not necessarily to fight that. Oh, slow for this next corner. Here we go. We've got a little bit of help, I think, from Longbow in getting past Ewan, although Ewan's got a really, really good run on the exit there. I do not want to be going 3 wide down towards turn 1 here. 2 wide towards turn 1 here is sketchy. Hyper's had a massive issue. I'm stuck in the midst of all of that. Well, we're going to use Gliska as a brake. I think Gliska was very early on the brakes. I've actually had everyone realised how early you needed to brake, and everyone was then checking up and being very sensible. I was a little bit later on the brakes than I probably should have been. There was a little bit of assistance going on from me on the back of Gliska's car. But yes, see, we're all still kind of learning. Ewan's going to find the wall and lose all momentum going up the hill. Yeah, if you lose your speed going up this hill, you are in trouble. You are in a lot of trouble indeed. Just looking at the gaps, there's a decent-ish 2.5 second gap at the front between first and second. Scotty's going to try and make this go the long way round. I've gone way too narrow through there. God damn it, I didn't quite carry the momentum. Didn't quite get the speed that I wanted to through that section, annoyingly. And now where on earth do you go on the brakes through here? Oh, slow. Longbow's being ambitious on the outside there. I don't know how much assistance there might have been between some cars on the outside there. It's so ridiculous just trying to get the braking right with this thing. I've got a really wonky line through there. I'm hopefully not going to lose too much momentum. We just about survive. So the top 3 are gone. They're making their own little battle group. We might have a battlefield. When I was as far back as I was, it's always difficult without a fair amount of luck. Scotty was slower through there than I was. And now this corner, oh well, I mean, I think possibly we have the fun desync of my car alongside Scotty's when it actually is. It's one of those fun Forza things that you see sometimes where cars are located are desynced between players, as have been not necessarily given. Oh no, we are going to smack the side of Scotty's car here if we are not careful. That downshift was an iffy one. Yeah, definitely first was a good idea there. Ooh, I don't know whether I'm used to wanting to downshift for a bit of engine braking, but I don't know whether that just overloads everything in this car and makes it 10 times worse. We've got a really good run up the hill here. We've got an absolutely wonderful run up the hill, though. I'll take that. We might be able to fire back past Gliska if we can get this right. The clutch seems weird in this car as well. I think I have to hold the clutch in a lot longer than I'd perhaps be used to in this, because that might actually be what's making it worse. Trying to give as much space as we can in all of this. Sure, let's go 3 wide through the downhill section. What could possibly go wrong with this? I'm going to have to be super careful with the downshift. I think that's what it is. I think you've got to really hold the clutch in for a lot longer than you're used to with cars. Longbow has backed out of that. Oh, come on, come on. It's a little chirp from the brakes, and it does get stopped this time. Only a minor, just the slightest brush on the wall. In fact, we carried a lot of speed through there. We've made a big gap to Gliska and Longbow, but I think we're fighting one another perhaps a bit in all of that. Yeah, so you've got to really... Again, this is the whole, you've got to super adjust the way you drive the car. So Chris had a terrible run and has lost that 4th place in all of that. The top 3 are having a fantastic little battle. Impega has got to the front once again. Right, so... kind of, yeah, really hold the clutch before you get it into second. I'm still not taking that final. I'm never very good at that final corner. I don't know. Just a circuit that's never really worked for me personally. Right, so yeah, really hold the clutch and get it through the gears. It just keeps the car a little bit happier. Here we go. Brake about now. Oh, Chris is having a massive crash. That is backwards to what might be the funniest crash we have witnessed with these cars. It's just backwards towards turn 1. See, now I think I'm too much about gears and not enough about bloody driving the car. I think I'm losing time elsewhere. Oh, that was super close to the wall. It was perfect in terms of carrying as much speed as I bloody could through it. Not going to be enough to catch Scotty, barring a big mistake somewhere into this final corner. The final corner here isn't the worst of turns. In fact, the final corner isn't the most terrible turn, and it is the turn that I've annoyingly been the worst at, although that's not bad on the final lap. If I'd done that every lap, I'd have been happier. It's going to be a 5th place. It's not going to be a fastest lap from me. It's going to be an okay lap time. Yeah, struggled to get to grips with that a little bit. Very good battle going on at the front between the top 3. Sadly, I couldn't be a part of that. Instead, we were in the big battle over 4th. That spin on the final lap. Jocked. That's just it's the worst place to spin because you can't even like recover the car because you're going to be stuck on the racing line for that's not a fun place to be pointing backwards. Oh, it's a mad car and another mad race. So, for the final race, we have come to the ASHBROOK Loop Scramble, I think is what it was. My brain isn't working, apparently. These cars have fried. Oh, I'm in 11th. Though Impega is worse than me. Impega's probably going to get to the front and win anyway. And I've been consistently quite good, just not quite fast enough anyway. Regardless, seeing as these cars would have run on kind of dirt and gravel back in the day, it only makes sense, or it was suggested, should we say, that maybe we should have a go with a part dirt circuit. You know, the one with the really fast, scary, dangerous downhill braking zone. Generally just a fast circuit, this one. You know, it's going to be a fun time for us trying not to die. I might have left... Either I've got that spot on, or I've carried too much speed. Actually, no, technically it was kind of neither. We got through the corner okay. We had a little too much speed on the way in, made us a little sluggish on the exit. Could have been a lot worse. I might have left the... Or not... The blueprint is apparently for post-rain, so yes, we'll have just a light, just a wet road. Thankfully, rain in Horizon 4 makes very little difference in the grand scheme of things. And now, where do we brake here? Nobody knows, really. Oh, Speed Beast is... Oh, we're braking that early, are we? I mean, I wasn't quite going to go for that early because it is an uphill braking zone, so you normally get away with being a little later on the brakes, just because gravity works on your side. We got a little bit boxed in all of that, and I was slightly worried about just running into the back of somebody. So, gravel in these cars. I've got nowhere to really go. There's a purple car on the outside that's going to have to lift as well. You might be able to follow the other orange and blue car. There goes some fencing. It's fine. That's supposed to happen. It's all part of the plan. Everything's perfectly under control. Everything is 100% under control. No, I take it all back. No, definitely not 3 wide down here. There's going to be a spin in this corner. I can just sense it. Or there's just going to be some not stopping. Ewan definitely came out worse in all of that by a very, very long way. That did not go how Ewan wanted it to whatsoever. Beggar is now going to get past. We are going to be on the brakes here. Oh, no one's stopping. Okay, that first corner is way tighter than I think everybody realised. I think everybody, maybe Speed Boost didn't end up in the wall actually, might be the only one. I did not even realise that first corner was as... Yeah. Tracks are different when you're driving a car. I'd say different. There's just so much more thing about it. Just think about it in different ways. Your braking zones are so far different to what you were used to with everything else you've ever driven, basically. We're going to go, maybe it might actually be a little early on the brakes here. My hope is more that I can get a good exit. If I'd been on a tarmac bit there, I could have got a really good exit. I just spun the wheels up. I think he's got tiny tyres at the back of them at the end of the day. It's not a sophisticated engine. Well, it says not a sophisticated engine, not a sophisticated car. And for the day, it was very, very quick. But for what you're used to driving now, it is horrifically difficult. They've rebuilt that fence pretty sharpish, though. Ping off of that wall. We're all good, mostly. Do we reckon we can get a podium? I love like the sight in the distance of the cars, just kind of like sliding in the braking zone as they're trying to get around this final corner. Now, this time we're all a little bit better, less exploring into the wall. I've gone the wrong side of the fence, but I have kept my momentum up in doing that. I'm not going to get a pass done, but I didn't lose time by ending up over there. It's fine. It's, yeah, not an ideal line. Okay, me and Impega definitely learned our lesson last time. Oh, a few others haven't. We're going to get 2 places. We might even get 3 if we can get past Gliska on the exit here, which we do. Yeah, turn 1. Turn 1 you have to be super early on the brakes with. I don't know what it is about that corner. It just doesn't... I guess it's not normally such a big deal. But yeah, that might be, weirdly, of all the corners on these circuits that we've driven, I think that might be catching the most people out And it's the most, say the most, but it's one of the more unassuming corners on the circuit. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. We got it down a gear. Don't spin the wheels up. In fact, actually, maybe having it bogged down a little bit out there isn't too bad. I can be aggressive with the throttle and not have it go sideways on me, basically. It's always helpful. Now, you see, we've been relatively quick through this. I can be quick through this section, but I don't want to be as fast as I have been. And Pegger's going to bounce off the wall and get in all sorts of trouble. Yeah, that's the part of the circuit that I didn't really want to be in. Oh, can we squeeze around the outside of Pegger? Even if I hadn't hit the wall, Pegger was out of grip, and I was definitely going to be out of grip. So, yeah, that was always a little bit ambitious. Okay, we're down into second gear for this final corner. Right, don't take that outside. I don't want to take that outside line. I will lose time being on the grass. It's just if you are there and there's no other option, you can do it. We are catching the leaders, I think, a little bit, but that might be more because Scotty and Longbow are having a big fight for position here. Oh, turn. We've got the first corner. Oh, let's not fire Pegger into the wall. We don't. Yeah. Christ, that turn one. He's still catching him out. We've done better that time. Scotty has got the lead. I don't know if there was a swap there. I don't know what way it went. But Scotty now leads 1.8 seconds back to me. Could we find a way past Longbow on this lap? Could we get a victory with the Railton? I don't know. Maybe. Now, where the hell do we break up here? I think this corner here is one of the corners that if you do end up running a little bit too deep, it's not the worst thing in the world because no one gets a good exit on the gravel, really. Although, we have done here, we've got a fantastic drive against Longbow. Not going to be able to make it stick, though. Longbow's just got the speed, and Pegger is not that far behind. So, we're going to have a lift on the way in here because I want to get my car across, ready for this next section. I don't want to be out where Longbow's going. For a second lap in a row, we find ourselves on the outside of a car. For a second lap in a row, we find it won't work. There is no grip out there. Pegger is now going to have a look as well. Scotty has got this probably under control unless there is a mistake, because we are now going to be fighting 3 wide in cars that do not have brakes, do not have front brakes on them. And I think I might lose out of this one. Pegger's done well to get up to that second spot. Annoyingly for me, if we're going to get a podium, we're going to have to find a way past Longbow on this, the final lap of the race. Longbow's gone very wide into turn 1, and Pegger's in trouble as well through all of that. We might have the momentum here to get back past Pegger. Yes, turn 1 has claimed another victim in Longbow, kind of another victim in Pegger. Not quite. I got close to doing it, not quite. Danger Man's up to 4th now. Longbow's had a bad final couple of laps, unfortunately. Great battle for the lead. Just got a little bit wrong. Do you have a dive at the top of the hill? Do you? Do I? Probably not. I'm not really fancying the top of the hill as an overtaking spot, if I'm honest. Pegger gets a very, very big wiggle on. I'm thinking... Oh, come on. Get the drive. Get the drive. That's the run. That's the run we wanted. I'd much rather do it on the exit. I feel like if I can set the car up, I'd be better off. Oh, no, I might have changed up, though. Oh, I might have changed up a little too early. With bump wheels, it's fine. No one's out wide. No one's in the fence. Pegger's going to be stuck on that outside line, though. Although, I might run in too deep through here on my own entirely. That's not good either. Now it's Pegger's turn, though, to be on the outside for the final corner. Here we go. Are we going to get the braking right? No. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to struggle to get that stopped. Although, I take that back. We are wide of the fence. Get off of the dirt. I've got no grip out. Oh, and Pegger was actually very slow off of the exit anyway through there. Woo! We take second in a fantastically mad race there. Ooh, we get fastest lap of the race as well. That circuit was working for me. I could just get turn 1. I think I got turn 1 more reliably than a lot of cars there. Christ. Yeah, I was thinking that dirt downhill nasty. I thought that would be the problem, but nope. Turn 1. Turn 1 got the better of everybody at some point during that race. We fought back. I mean, me and Pegger fought from 11th and 12th to be 2nd and 3rd. There's not bad going. It's not bad going at all. Oh, what a race. What a race in completely ridiculous, wonderful, but completely and utterly ridiculous machinery. Well, there we go. Well done, Scotty, for winning that race as well. They got past Longbow, stayed out of trouble. I love these cars. They're such fantastically wacky. It's just so different to drive. It is a completely different challenge. Yeah, you're probably never going to use one for anything outside of a one-make race. I don't think you could make them good for any time. Maybe you can, but they're going to be too difficult to drive, and the brakes are always going to be horrible. But they are a really, really cool addition to the game. A really, really interesting vehicle to drive. Fantastic fun to try and go racing with. It is super difficult. They are super tough to drive, but very rewarding. And when you have a field of, you know, similarly skilled drivers go racing with them, you can have an awful lot of fun. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.